talking about all things the summer I turned pretty. I picked up on my first Easter eggs. I owe an apology to Jeremiah. The number one thing that I was really impressed about was Jeremiah's growth. A hot makeout scene in the back of a taxi. Know that this was a parallel to Titanic. When he is in the car with Rose. And in my mind, I very much separated actor and character. And I wonder if that's something that's happening in like all of this frenzy where like people cannot separate it.
Welcome back to the Blonde Highlights podcast.
We are here today talking about all things the summer I turned pretty. And if you are not a fan, then get the hell out of here because we have nothing else to bring to the table. We are doing this as a bonus episode because, like, I just really need to talk about it. And Kyle is only, like, half in the show. Like, she gets updates from me. So I'm going to break it down to her. And, like, she's just going to have to... She's just along for the ride right now. Like, yeah. I need a community moment. I need people weighing in. Like, I need to talk about it. So... Here we are.
Yeah. We noticed that, like, people were really tuning into the episode that we have that was, like, talking all about it. But now that the finale has came out, we need to discuss that. And, you know, basically what I said, what I have seen from it, Kris is obsessed. Like, she knows everything that's going on. But for me, I was doing someone's K-tip extensions, which was, like, 7 to 8 hours, and they were watching the show. So I saw a lot of it. And then I've been following with everything. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'm
she's up to speed. Like, she knows all the details from what I tell her. So, like, she's in it. She knows. Mm-hmm. Okay. The one thing that I need to talk about, we all know she ends up with Connie Baby. And, like, this is amazing. Like, the tears were there. The emotions were there. It was all flowing and good. But the one thing that I picked up on my first Easter egg.
What?
Well, I don't know if it's an Easter egg, but it was, like, something. So... Everybody's going to remember the scene when she asks, do you remember everything that I say? And you guys will know what I'm talking about. He says yes. But then later, when they're dancing, he can't remember what she said to him at the funeral. And he said, remember when you told me to fuck off at my mom's funeral? And she's like, no, I said go to hell. I thought that was so interesting because he remembers every detail. And to me, it's like he blocked that right out. Oh. I have been harnessing this and needing to tell this and get this off my chest. That's my first Easter egg.
That he got that detail wrong.
Yes, because he remembers every little thing, but did not remember that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it was a traumatic event if your mom died and someone told you to go to hell.
Yeah, well, like, whatever.
Can we just also talk about the fact that you call him Connie Baby?
Okay. It's from the show. It's something Connie Baby.
Okay.
Connie Baby.
Connie
Baby. Listen. Okay. The first thing we need to get to is I owe an apology. I owe an apology to Jeremiah.
Okay.
Because we know that in this episode, I thought the whole episode was really great. Okay? But the number one thing that I was really impressed about was Jeremiah's growth. And I thought it was really cool that he had a little bit more self-assurance. He seemed more like season 2 Jeremiah, which I think is who everybody loved. And he seemed more happy, lighthearted, and just like he's accepted what's happened. And he was really just pushing for himself and doing his career. He was a chef, which that's automatically attractive to me. But, like, I really feel like he came through in the end. And he had a really big growth moment.
Yeah, I was thinking that. And when you were saying that, like, because he's cut off financially.
Yeah.
And remember, we were talking about how in the episode where they're at dinner and he, like, the dad ordered the, like, seafood tower and then he did. And he was that whole kind of thing of, like, and then all of a sudden for him to be cut off and now that he's like a chef and he's like doing things on his own, that is like the growth from that.
Exactly. And just the way that he communicates with people and he's not so, I don't know, like just petulant. Like he just seems like he's grown and just season 2 Jeremiah. So I'm happy about that. The other person that I think has had the most growth was Taylor. So Taylor is Steven's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And Steven's moving away, and she finds out through Denise, who is also going to be moving for work. And normally Taylor would like she'd set that whole place on fire in season 1 or 2. But this season she was like communicating. She said what she felt, and she was very mature about it. And I think they are going to have a really big surprise moment in the movie. I think that they've been so overlooked a little bit just under the Connie Baby and Belly dramas, that I think that there's actually going to be a huge focal moment about them in the movie.
Taylor and Stephen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you ever think there's a world where like she could end up with Jeremiah?
I don't think so, because she's so dedicated as a friend and so just like, she's the best friend anyone could have. And I think that she's just like seen too much of their shit, and she doesn't take shit. So one, she's too much of a friend to Belly to do that. And two, she's like, I have no time for their bullshit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no. Now, the other thing that I noticed that, again, I just need to get this off my chest, okay, is when Laurel is at the table with John and Adam, Belly's dad and the boy's dad, I felt like it was a direct parallel to Conrad being like Connie, like being Belly's dad, and then Jeremiah, who was like the Adam, and then Laurel in the middle. And I just thought that that was so interesting. Like, I finally saw them as like, oh my God, like John is a lot like Connie. Like, so Laurel and John have like been split up or whatever, but he's still attentive. He's still showing up. He's still trying. He's very much intense in the way that he focuses on Laurel. And I saw the whole thing, because then during the scene, Adam, who I do also think had some growth, was just, you know, shooting some jokes or whatever to Laurel, but it was just so much like, that is such a Jeremiah thing. So I thought it was really interesting that there was that direct parallel.
Interesting.
And she can't figure out her shit with John, who is like Belly's dad. So I was like, okay, there's a whole other thing here that I haven't seen.
Oh my God.
Yes. So.
But with Jeremiah's growth, do you think that Belly could, in the movie, well, we haven't even talked about this, about the post that dropped, and then it said something about the movie.
Okay, yes. Okay, so the movie is coming. And who predicted that in the morning? So I stayed up to midnight to watch it. And I actually said that I think it would be a Christmas special, because it was like all the Christmas photos, and then all of a sudden the last Easter egg was maybe we'll see you again another summer in Cousins, whatever.
Yeah.
So when the movie thing came out, I was excited, but I wasn't shocked. Like, we knew.
Yeah, because I think that was the thing, is like, you were still watching it, and I was like, I'm going to bed, so I Googled it to see what happened. And
she said, I don't have time for this shit.
And everyone was like, oh my God, there's going to be a Christmas special, there's going to be a bonus episode, there's going to be a movie. Like, there was all these theories going around immediately as it finally like had ended. And then I remember the next day I was like on set working, and then you sent the text about the movie coming out.
Yes.
And so I like, the wardrobe stylist on set, she was like talking about being into it. And so I like was like, girl, look. And then she was like,
ah! And somebody was like, look at this. And I was like, oh my God. So it took me like a minute to like come down from that. But no, I don't think that I think that her and Jeremiah are going to have maybe like a moment where they just realize like that they are just friends. That's my prediction. But we're going to get to the meat and the potatoes of this episode.
Yeah.
Which is the fucking Connie, Baby, and Belly. I need to just debrief this. So.
Okay.
We're going to go to Belly. She was kind of just like really annoying me in like the first little bit of the episode. I understood that when Conrad showed up, sees Belly, she's really thrown off, and just, you can tell that he's really disappointed because he thought that she was going to be really excited. She's nowhere near excited.
Yeah.
But I felt what was really great about it is that this whole entire episode, we saw a version of Conrad who was very just docile, in the sense of not him being moody, but in the sense of him respecting her boundaries and kind of not putting himself too far out there and letting Belly come to him. And I think that at first, I think that she was like super annoyed. And then there was that moment where they were at one of the art museums, and he's looking at Belly more than he's looking at all the art around him. And I was like, that is the cutest thing. And then actually I had a obsession with his nerd moment when he went running to the fountain. And I was like, I'm going to jump in to like the big fountain that was there. And then he's like, it's too cold. Like, just like those little nerdy moments I thought was cute. And I thought that those were the things that she was really just starting to remember and starting to tap into. And then I really saw it when he was in her room and she was getting ready and they were going to her birthday. And he was looking around the room and he sat on her bed and then got up and like kind of flattened it out, almost as if like he didn't even want to overstep that. Like he was just so not wanting to intrude, I think, on her life. But then you see like the look in his eyes when she sees like her, that not great guy that he thought that she was dating.
That she was seeing in Paris.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you instantly just like see a little like shift in his eyes. And then I was like, ugh, like, okay, he's on it. So anyways, when they go to the dinner, I thought it was really sweet how he just like sat there and everybody was talking, but this guy was just being like such a jerk to him. And the one thing that I was like, okay, we saw sassy Conrad, was when I don't even remember his name is Pepito, like something like that. I don't even remember his name. He's nothing to me.
Nothing to you.
He's fucking nothing to me. Whatever that guy at the
nothing of the sort.
Team Who guy was at the end, and he says, "Oh, why would you go from Brussels to whatever is so far?" And the way that Conrad was just like, "It's only an hour and a half." The way that he said it, I was like, "Yes, Conrad, go." And then when what's his face, they start to kind of insinuate that like they're not together, that they had dated. And Conrad's taking this all in. And then when he says, I'll always be the boy that taught you how to ride the scooter, and Conrad just kind of like takes a minute and then really goes for it and is like, well, I'll always be the one that taught her how to ride a bike. I was like, fucking yes. Mark that territory. Mark it. And then, sorry, I'm getting like so
get into it.
I'm so into it. Okay, I can't. I thought it was really hot how in front of everybody he was just like, no, actually, I actually just came because I really wanted to see Belly, and it's her birthday, and normally we celebrate together, and I'm bringing cousins to her.
So check that.
Let's check it. So this is where I'm like, okay, I don't really know how the hell this shit is going, okay? But then this is when we all really need to just remember this scene. This is probably actually one of my favorite scenes in the show, is when they're sitting around the table and she starts smoking a joint. And
Belly does?
Yes. Belly does. Yes. And he kind of like subtly leans over and was just like, oh, so not your boyfriend. And she's like, I never said he was. And then he just like gets that little smile. And then he says the exact same thing to her as, oh, you say that smoking is bad for white matter, whatever science nerdy thing she says.
Yeah.
And then it does the flashback to season 1, the first episode, when he's smoking a joint and she's saying that, and he says, do you remember everything that I say? So then Belly says it, and he just goes, yes. And then he pulls what I think is the biggest daddy moment of the whole entire series. She passes him the joint, and because she always used to say, quit, quit, the way that he takes the joint from Belly's hand and just like passes it, but like stares into her soul, I was like, Daddy is home. Daddy is home, and he is here to stay. I could not. That was, to me, that whole scene, I think, is probably one of my favorites in the whole series.
Oh my God.
Kyle is like, I can't even keep up. I hope everybody can keep up. Maybe I'm going over this way too fast. I don't. Yeah. No, because like I need to get it off my chest. So Now we're going to go to the next scene. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, so they are walking through the water and whatever. And I know that there's all these parallels to the movie Sabrina and whatever. But then the song I Only Have Eyes for You comes on. And he's like, do you want to dance with me, Belly? And he just like starts dancing with her. And then that's when they have a moment. And then this is when I saw Belly's true growth, was when they started talking about the things that happened on like their prom and all of this. And she was taking full accountability for all of the things that had happened in a way that was just like deeper than a one-liner. Because backtrack at the dinner, she did say that she was the villain and everything, and right away he shut that down. But I thought it was really good that she was able to express her accountability, and then they could talk about it and sort it out. And then that's when I picked up on he blocked out her saying go to hell, or like that whole time, because he didn't remember what she said. And that's the first time that he doesn't really remember anything correctly.
It's kind of funny because they need to make him like such the perfect guy that like who remembers everything?
Ooh, I know. And then the only thing that he doesn't remember was like something that mean she said. Like, so then we get into the taxi scene. The taxi, they have their kiss while they're dancing. He asks her, did you move on? And there's that anticipation, that buildup, and all of a sudden they kiss. And she pulls away, and you can just tell she's like, we're going home. Like, get in the car, we're going home. And then, boom, flashes to a hot makeout scene in the back of a taxi. And what is very interesting, too, is that if you are really old like me watching this show, you know that this was a parallel to Titanic when he is in the car with Rose, because there was like a little bit of fog behind her. They didn't do the whole hand down the window thing.
Yeah.
But I felt like this was like they were playing on that too. So then they get back to the stairwell. We all know what happened in there. Like, oh.
No, what happened in the stairwell?
Okay, so they
penetration?
Like, no, there was no penetration in the stairwell, but like he definitely she put his hands up her dress. And I was like, damn, Belly. Because remember, there was a flashback where another time we saw his pants going up her t-shirt when she was on top of him. So she knows what she likes from Conrad.
Okay, yeah.
So very hot scene. He carries her into the apartment while managing to shut the door. Like, I'm never going to be carried in anywhere. Like, I've come to accept that. Like, unless I'm with like a true bodybuilder, like I'm not getting picked up and carried like that anywhere. So for me, I was really jealous in that moment, because I was like, I would love to be picked up like that. But he carried her in with his coat and was able to shut the door. And I had a flash in my head of being like, I wonder what that would look like if that was me and Michael. And like, it does, I'll tell you right now, me and Michael doing that would end up with like me on the floor, like broken. Michael, like, probably trying to like shut the door and dropping me. Like, not it. But they executed this perfectly. So then they're getting in the room. And they're playing, I don't know what song it is, but it's the Taylor Swift, I Bought This Dress for You to Take It Off. And the scene was so perfect for that song. Like, the two of them went together so perfectly. But then she starts taking the belt off.
Okay, yeah.
And when she took the belt off, she looked up and was like, gave the look. And none of that happened, but it was very much like she is down. And then they jump in the bed and it's hot and whatever. But then Conrad takes it to the next level and like sits up and in the moment and was like, I have dreams about this. And then I know Conrad, like, so then in the morning when they wake up though, Conrad's on cloud 9. He's thinking, I got my girl.
Yeah.
I'm here, like daddy is home. And she's kind of like, what the, you know, this isn't whatever. And he makes a comment being like, well, now you're stuck with me forever. And right away you see it on her face, the panic. When that,
because she's like, I'm in Paris, I have this new life going on, this new thing.
God, when that look came across her face, I was like, for fuck's sakes, Belly, like, just not now. There's only 8 minutes left. Pull your shit together. Like, you only have 8 minutes left of the show, around that. And I'm like, what could she possibly pull now? And I was like, this is not going the way I wanted it to. And I was like pissed. So then when she got up, she actually pulled like the number one line that I was like, this is the most relatable thing in the show. When she's like, I gotta pee because I don't want to get a UTI. I was like, everyone can get on board.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's relatable. So she goes to the washroom. I'm pissed. He's sitting on the bed, so confused because he was like, do you want to get breakfast? I can take the later train. And she's basically like, you should just go. And like, she's basically setting the tone to like leave as soon as you can.
Yeah.
And so right away, his eyes, like you can just see it. He's just not okay. He's not okay. I know. And then he was like, did I do something wrong? The fact that like he thought that he did something wrong after seeing the scene of knowing what he fucking delivered is insane to me. Like, I don't understand. Like, I was pissed at her because I know that she had a good time last night. I know. We all saw that go down. We knew what he was capable of. Anyways, but then I thought they had what I had been thinking was one of the most important conversations that they've ever needed to have, which was trying to figure out if they were only together because things had gone a certain way and Susanna had sort of set the tone of that she would end up marrying him. And when she said, what if you only love me, or what if you're only with me because of your mom, and then your mom died? And that to me was like, that is the most realist thing that I think that she has said the entire season. And I think that that is like something that she's been carrying with her forever. And the fact that he was very frustrated with her, but still being very like patient with her. But the look on his face is basically like, I don't love you. Me loving you has nothing to do with my mom. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, good. He's putting it out there. And he was like laying it on the line. I would love you if I met you right now, whatever. And then she says to him, I don't know if I could be as sure as you. And then he gets up and he has to do a little walk of shame from the bed to his shoes, put his little shirt on. And then he's got to go from the end of the bed, sit down, put his shoes on. And then he's just like, happy birthday, Belly. And leaves. And then you see him leaving and he has tears coming down her eyes.
Oh.
And then she gets like a text from her mom who sends like a picture of her and when she was a kid. And she's like, wait a second. Like, why am I trying? Okay. Because I was pissed.
Yeah.
Pissed, by the way. Sorry. I didn't even talk about that for a second. Seeing Conrad walk out that door with those tears in his eyes, I was ready to fly to Paris. I was ready to fly to Paris.
She's like, I'm going to come get you, Connie.
Listen here, Belly. Not happy. Anyways, so then Laurel sends the photo. She sees herself. It's all coming back. She has her Celine Dion moment. It's all coming back to her. She goes, picks up the teddy from him, sees the necklace, and then boom. She finally chases Conrad. He sees her on the train. She pulls up. She's like, I choose you, whatever. The fact that it took him like a second to comprehend what she was saying spoke large volumes for me, because it was just like his whole world just came together in that moment. And he was just like, oh my God. And then that was it. They were together. And
so they rode to Brussels?
What?
He was on the train to Brussels?
Yeah, he was on the train to Brussels.
Okay.
Brussels. He was on the train to Brussels. But no, they were on the train and then they end up together and then they go to Cousins, but alone. And it was the next summer or I don't know when. But her hair's different, which was nice because like the bob was very.
Yeah, you didn't like the
No,
bob.
I didn't like the bob. Like, she's beautiful. I'm not taking away. It's not her thing. Don't do that again. And then it ended, and I was kind of like, what the fuck? I was happy. I loved it. I was expecting a wedding. I was expecting a moment of them all being together at Cousins, not just her and Conrad walking into Cousins and then like standing on the dock. I wanted to see a conclusion. So this is why I think another reason why they're having the movie is so that way all these loose ends of them being together. We need to hear Susanna's letter for her wedding that she left for her. There's all these different components that like need to come together. However, I did think the finale was good. I thought it was what everyone clearly wanted. And I thought it was really just a telltale of like their maturity, and Conrad's just like, I'm letting her come to me because he didn't want a chance pushing her away at all. That's my recap, guys. That's my debrief, my friggin' 30-minute. I need to release this off my chest and just talk about it. I finally found Easter eggs. I tied some shit together. It was cool for me. I felt like a super fan, even though I've only been watching for a week and 3 days.
Cuts to a meme of you, and it's just like all these like calculus on the chalkboard, and she's
just photos of Titanic, photos of music. Like, oh my God, so funny. But I'm really proud of myself for picking up on that one because I haven't seen it on the internet yet.
Yeah. Did you feel like there was any like parallels to like Emily in Paris?
I feel like there was a little bit of a parallel to Emily in Paris, just her finding herself, a love triangle. But I feel like this was very much like her own story. What other questions do you have? Like, let's talk, like, ask me something. I could tell you.
I don't know. Like, I feel like you covered it all.
I feel like I covered every square inch. Like, oh, and Jeremiah, actually, okay, has the moment where he kisses Denise. He kisses Denise, and I thought that was awesome, and I felt so happy for him.
And where did Denise come from? Denise came
from working for Jeremiah's dad with Steven. Okay, and he's living with Denise right now, like couch surfing or whatever.
Okay.
But they had their moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that was really cool. But Denise is very much more on par with Jer, and I like how she puts down Conrad and Belly and is like totally showing him like, I am on your side. I am Team Jeremiah. But I think the whole world might have woken up a little bit feeling like, oh my God, I was so hard on Jeremiah, but look how amazing he is now.
Yeah. Exactly.
And feeling a little bit bad. I don't think he deserved what he got with all of that, but leading up to that, he was really off.
Wait, and then there was a red carpet too, right? And Jeremiah looked so like good and put together.
Yes, he looked. Well, wait, hold on, wait. What are you talking?
Remember, you showed me this was a red carpet, and you were like, look at Jeremiah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Jeremiah, when they did the red carpet, Jeremiah and Steven looked like amazing and it was awesome or whatever.
Was this for the premiere of the finale?
Yes.
Okay.
I think. But the way that they had Conrad dressed, the actor, it was like, boom, daddy's here. And he even had like a bag or like a purse thing. And I was just like, that looks so good on him. There was something about that bag and that purse, and I was like, that is like the most masculine thing that I have seen in a long time. It just looked so good. But you know what's really funny? And I'm wondering if a lot of other millennial women are feeling this. When I see Conrad, and the way I feel about Conrad is very different than when I see the actor Kris Briney. So when I see Kris Briney, I think, okay, yeah, like young, like good-looking actor, but there's no crush element. I don't know if it's because I'm like old lady, but like I see him and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. It's very much like I'm able to separate, and in my mind, I've very much separated actor and character. And I wonder if that's something that's happening in like all of this frenzy where like people cannot separate it. Because I know that there's like a lot of online bullying that's going on, and there's all kinds of shit that they have even had to put out, because especially like Jeremiah or Belly are getting like online hate, which is just ridiculous, because it's like they're not the characters.
Yeah.
But even in the way of me, like my attraction between the actor and the character is very different. And I'm not putting it down. Like, he's obviously a great looking guy, obviously. But when I see Conrad, I'm like, oh my God, Conrad. Do you know what I mean? I think it's because it's just the whole character element. And then when I see the actor, I'm just like, okay, cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Because you showed me that too. And I was like, oh, that's the same person?
Yeah, because you don't. And it's not that he doesn't look like Conrad or has. It's just like he's not. I think the whole thing is that Conrad's character, everything about him, everything ties in together. Where like the younger girls or whatever, I totally get it. But me as like a millennial old lady, married wife, I'm like, I see him and I'm like, he's a baby. But in the show, I'm like, he's a daddy. Does this make sense? Am I being weird? Like, does this make sense?
No, it makes sense.
Okay, good. Thank you. Because I've been thinking about this and I'm like, am I the only one that's like, baby daddy? Oh my God, the new baby daddy. So that's my rant, guys.
Yeah.
This is it. This is my debrief. This is everything on the show. It's been crazy being here in all of this frenzy.
I know. But have you thought about when the movie will come? Did they said movie when it's coming?
She said, I saw something today and it was like 20. She said the movie was coming in 26 or 27, I think I saw.
2026? Or 2027?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my God. If they make you wait till 2027.
I think it's coming Christmas. She said that they still have to film it. I know that there is something coming for Christmas.
Okay.
I feel it.
You feel it.
Why would they show Christmas in Paris and just at the very end, the ending clip is just photos of them at Christmas? Why is that there? Unless there's something that like I'm just not picking up on or I've missed, which please help me with that. I think there's going to be like, I think they're going to have the movie later, but I think there might be a surprise for Christmas.
Like a little special or something.
Yeah, like a little Christmas special.
Like they all get together for Christmas and cousins.
Oh my God. And then that would help kind of create like the movie. Like there's so much, because then they can cover more because they only have so much time for the movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Because if they already filmed the movie, like I don't know how they would keep people quiet about it.
And that's a really long time. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, guys, I'm obsessed. Okay, well, this has been a fun episode to just get this off my chest, to inform Kyle, to talk about the Easter eggs that I saw, my predictions. We will have a guest next week. We've been interviewing some really cool guests.
Yes.
One little hint we can say about one of our guests is that she's going to bring some thunder.
Thunder Jeeps.
Is it Thunder Jeeps? We love Thunder Jeeps.
Or just thunder.
Thunder. She's bringing thunder. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Reach out if you want to talk about it. Like, just get involved. Let me know what you think. I could talk about it all day, all night. So let us know. And if there's anything we've missed or anything important I need to know or Kyle needs to know, let us know.
Let us know.
Bye.
Bye.